What is up, everybody? You are back with another episode of the Chronically Motivated Project. Today is Tuesday. That means today is Trash Talk Tuesday. And today we're talking about a very specific event that just happened in my life. And I want to bring it to light because I know a lot of people are familiar. Today we're talking about the internet life versus real life. And yes, there is a difference. Recently, I had a video posted about talking about my hand and taking the glove off, and it was a pretty vulnerable moment for me. That video, which got up to about 3,000 views on YouTube until Bianca, my girlfriend, posted that on Reddit, where it went to the front page of the internet and blew the fuck up. It's currently sitting at around 618,000 views. So over 500,000 views and countless of reposts later and all this stuff. I'm basically telling you this because with that awesome exposure and people enjoying my story came the internet trolls. Came the people who just literally tore into me and made fun of something I just told people, it was hard for me to do. Now, I knew this was going to happen, so don't feel bad for me. Trust me, I have thick skin. And growing up being different, or just growing up in this generation in general, you kind of have to have thick skin. But it really made me think, wow, these people sit at home and pretend to lead different lives. They use the internet as a form of not only escape, but a mask that they can just pretend to be different people. Because in real life, let's be honest, these people probably wouldn't have said that to my face. That's the reality of it. Just like a lot of these people who say things online would probably not say things to your face because that's not a safe space for them. That's altercation. They can't control it through the keyboard. Now, it's okay. If you feel the need to make fun of someone, or if you feel the need to attack someone or to make a point or to embarrass someone online, that's okay. If that's how you do that, that's fine, I can't imagine how hard it must be living in your mom's basement, and having bad posture from constantly being on the internet trolling and always having a can of Red Bull to make sure you're prepared to fire off some ignorant claims, and always having that wrinkle between your eyebrows in a combined look of frustration and readiness to destroy someone on the internet. You must feel so proud. And, it's kind of like World of Warcraft. You're just living a life of a lie because when you go outside, you're scared of the world. So if that's really how you do it, honestly, tell your mom I said, maybe you need to get out a little bit more. I feel bad for you. But moving on, these people who are willing to pretend, they're willing to live these alternate lifestyles, these alternate lives, The internet is an amazing thing, but it's also created this fake sense of reality, this digital reality that people get sucked into. Life is going from enjoying things to posting content. It's all about content creation now, not conversation creation. We're really good at framing a picture and making the background blurry and getting the right angles, and we're really bad at talking to the person next to us. We're really bad at being social, yet social media is supposed to make us more social. In reality, it's made us so much further from the truth. It's anti-social media in a sense because we're not living our true lives. We have different lives. Some people have secret blogs, and it's cool to express your own opinion, but when we start letting go of who we are as people, like your personality and character and morals and those whole like ethical principle things, moral compass, what's going on? How bad is your life that you need to use social media as an escape? And that might help temporarily, but don't put perfume on a pig, give the pig a bath. let's find the real issue. If trolling is your thing, or if pretending to be someone you're not on the internet is your thing, why not ask why, and why not try and fix the issue instead of just mask it with this fantasy land of a digital world, where we create content with our thumbs, not our minds. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but really, like, we just type out what we need to type out, and it's not a real conversation. It's not a real interaction. It's become this clueless communication with no regard for what kind of effect it has on people. We're not even allowed to have ideas anymore, because if your ideas don't align with other people's ideas, people lose their minds. The internet has become, it's a competition. People are competing to entertain people. People are competing to look pretty. People are competing to inform people. It's a constant competition between people, and if someone goes against someone else's wishes, or someone's attempting to steal the spotlight, or someone just has a good story, people need to come in and, get their piece of the attention, because that's really what the internet has become for a lot of people, is this platform of validation and attention seeking. Again, not everyone uses it like that, but I'm sure if you're listening to this and you're shaking your head, you probably experienced people like that. You probably had people say dumb shit to you, or whether it's a friend or a family member, it doesn't matter. Anyone, the internet can infect anyone, because your friend might not be that same friend, or that family member might not be that same family member when they're on the internet. It's kind of like your mind on drugs, your mind on the internet. Who are you when you get behind that screen? Who are you when you're behind that phone? Are you you, or who you are? Are you you, or are you someone you're not, trying to be someone you want to be? That it's always confused me when people have these different personalities. Like, if you see someone online, whether it's a celebrity or someone you just follow, and you talk to them in real life and they're not the same, to me that's weird. I know I've met a few people that have been the exact same that they've been online, and I really respect that. For me, you get what you see. You see what you get. That's who I am. I'm always this way. I'm always awkward, and I always curse too much, and that's who I am. But when people lose sight of who they are, or become someone they're not, or try and portray an image of what they think they should be, it's fake. You see it in their personality. You see it in real life. When you finally meet them, you're like, wow, this person, dead ass personality. Like, you're like a starfish. If I had to pick an animal to represent your personality, it's because the internet allows people to be fake, to pretend and validate people with likes and follows. And likes and follows don't fucking matter. They don't fucking matter. Just like negative comments in the internet and positive comments in the internet, all of that shit can go to your head, whether it's in a negative or positive way. But it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't. Anything on the internet really doesn't matter when it comes to opinion, and that's all it is opinion. With the internet, we get to see people in a different light. We get to see people's lives, which is really awesome. Some of the people I follow, I love to see their lives, and I love to read what they write, whether they're authors or social media celebrities or lifters or speakers or entrepreneurs. But we get this illusion of intimacy where we think we know them. We think we feel them. And it's called good marketing. But we don't. If someone, you see someone and you're like, oh my God, I've followed you for years. I feel like I know you. You don't know them. You know what they choose to put on social media. You know what they choose to write about. You know what they choose to publicize. But you don't know them. But social media gives this vibe of intimacy, and it's really not. It's not an intimate thing. It's not a real thing. Same thing with the gaming world. Even if we're going to take it to World of Warcraft or any of those big RPG games, it's an illusion of life and a fantasy of life that isn't real. It's a digital life. It's the illusion of intimacy with the community online. But you still have a real life. I'm not taking that away from people. I use social media for business and for pleasure. I'm not going to lie about that. But you have to understand that you do have a real life. And your real life is not affected by what the trolls and the people who just want to bring you down, or the people who feel comfortable to talk shit about you behind closed doors. That shouldn't affect your real life. It's like, losing in a video game doesn't mean you lose in life. What happens on the internet doesn't always translate into real life, unless you allow it to. The internet just makes it easy for people to isolate themselves and build walls around themselves and live in this falsehood of a life. Whether it's pretty people on Instagram, pretty guys and pretty girls who are always taking modeling shots and tagging themselves in different countries, whether they're really living their life or not, which a lot of them probably are, they still have their own problems, and that's not your life. It doesn't matter, and that's not their real life. You don't know how busy they are, what they're doing, or what they're struggling with. All you see is that highlight reel on social media. All you see is the highlight reel on the internet. And there's a difference between real life and internet life. Real life and internet life. There's a big difference. People on the internet can create this sense of anonymity behind screens. So it makes them feel safe. They're allowed to talk shit. They're allowed to, bring people down, and they're allowed to just kind of cause mayhem. Some people do that as a sport now, So if you're ever getting picked on online, if you're ever getting bullied online, cyberbullying is a huge thing. There's a 30% increase in bullying from cyberbullying alone, just because the anonymity behind it. All the benefits of bullying without the risk of getting caught, everyone is turning to things like that, especially younger kids. So whether you're a parent or even a kid listening to this, which you shouldn't be because I'm cursing way too much, your parents will probably yell at me, you got to understand that only a coward would do something like that. Only a coward would hide behind a screen and say something they would never be willing to say to you to your face. It's because the internet allows for that kind of activity to happen. Sadly, the better you do, the more you show about your life, your job, your relationship, your business, your goals, your depression, your happiness, anything. The more you show, the more you give, the more you do, the more ignorant people and ignorant things are going to happen and be said, because that's just how people are now. And I hate that it comes down to that it comes down to just accepting that people are shitty, that a lot of people are shitty, not all. A lot of people are shitty, and use the internet, which is an amazing tool and platform, in a way that just demoralizes people and brings people down. I'm all up for a good joke and all that, but the amount of people that take it personally, the amount of people that go into depression, even get suicidal because of things people say on the internet, they hide behind the anonymity and don't think about the consequences of what they're saying to people. Cyberbullying is lead to an excessive amount of teenage suicides. And to me, an excessive amount is more than 0. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. You know, what we need to get across is the internet life is not real life. Regardless of the accolades or followers or attention or nice pictures or anything you see, that's not real life. You have to remind yourself of that. That's not you're only getting a sliver of what's actually going on. It's like when you see a good movie. You see a 2-hour movie and you're like, wow, that was amazing. They're so lucky that brought in so much money. I'm sure they had so much fun. You didn't see the countless hours that the actors had to practice their script and go through makeup and redo scenes, and hours and hours and hours, long ass work days, 18-hour work days. You didn't see the producers work on this film for 4 years, rewriting it 5 times. You didn't see the amount of money lost and the amount of failed attempts to make this movie come to life. You didn't see all that. You just saw the 2-hour highlight, the product, not the process. The internet shows the final product, not the process. And people confuse that with real life. What happens on the internet is not always true. I don't know if you know that, but now you do. That wraps up today's Trash Talk Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoyed and understood. I will be back on Thursday with Donuts and Diabetes Day. And until then, I will talk to you guys later.